Hello guys, you here. Some of you might have noticed that I'm now playing with an Imelda in the box, both in C Server Season 2 and in Global Server Season 4 while climbing to Langrisser rank. Imelda does not have her 3C skill for another few weeks, but I consider her to already be worth building now. For what reasons? Let's take a look at what she's good at and what she's not so good at. So, for me, there's two reasons to run her right now. One of them is her talent. So this increases her damage dealt by 20%. After ending the turn, she gives everyone within 2 blocks of her 0 damage increase by 20%. So this is like a King's Crown effect. That affects only the hero, and it stacks with the King's Crown effect. So this is really strong when she also have the ability to bring mass attack here. So she does two things. Buffs your attack. If you're lacking this attack buff, she can do that for you. And she also have this talent. So this is really strong with any unit that have very high attack, but they're lacking damage dealt. So this does affect like AoE damage as well, so if you're trying to increase your AoE damage, you can field Imelda for that. That'll increase your damage dealt. Or if you just have someone like Sherry or Ashram that have very high damage dealt, but they don't have any damage up effects like Claret does. Since Claret have this talent that increases her damage dealt, as well as the passive. Someone like Sherry and Ashram doesn't have any of that. Check here. Ashram talent only increases attack, and Sherry's talent doesn't increase anything. So if you have some sort of weapon, if you're running like Rough Seas, you have very high attack, you should consider adding in more damage up effects, like Imelda, or King's Crown, or Attack Blessing, so you can do exponentially more damage. So this effect does stack with King's Crown if you have Imelda and then you take some other support like Iris Teleport. Now you have 40% damage up. If you have Attack Blessing on top of that, that's 70%. So if you just take 2 supports with Imelda, take Tiaras, then if you have someone else that can apply King's Crown effect, either from Tenyo's hat or just from the crown itself, and now suddenly you have a very strong, very threatening unit that kills a lot of things. Like Sherry, if you ask me if your unit can survive Sherry or not, the answer is no. When I have these sort of buffs on her, I can survive that. So, just because of the ability that she can bring mass attack and this talent, it's already worth building her. A lot of players still don't have a lot of attack buffs after your Landius gets banned, and then you don't have any more faction buffers for your legend units like Mystery Knight, Claret. You're looking to bring some sort of attack buffs. Usually for others that's gospel. For me, I think it's good to have some of these mass attack supports in the box. So for the same reasons, I also fielded Chris earlier, about a month or 2 ago, because she also can bring this mass attack, also buffing allies with random buffs, and fish the +3 mobility with her. And now I kind of replaced Chris with Imelda here, because she's guaranteed to give this 20% damage. Okay. So she also does other things here. She have this special helmet, which gives everyone fixed or immune to fixed damage. So this is also really strong against stuff like Estelle, Blood Dance. Unless you move your units, then you're not immune to the fixed damage anymore. If you just do this at the end of turn and then you don't move any of your units, now suddenly your units cannot get backstabbed, they cannot get blood danced. So until you move them, your units are very safe. Now, because this is a hat, you cannot run Daniel's hat, so there's a trade there. Get this in exchange for the lack of Daniel's hat. So, for equipment here, I'm just running whatever freeze equipment I have, because that's all I have here. Later on, you probably want to switch this to block once Imelda gets her 3C skill, because her 3C can actually block. So what she's good at here with her kit, we have a lot of AoE healing. Like this regrowth, ending the turn heals all allies within 2 blocks by 2 times her int, which is pretty good here. She has access to Mass Heal or Dispel. So she's very strong versus AoE, but she is really bad at single target, healing single target. Because if you're up against single target, you rather have a single target heal that have 1 turn cooldown, and also because her troop options just suck. So she does not have access to the Flame Maidens or the other thing. Well, she doesn't have access to Forest Priest either, which would be very good here, and the Bolt Rangers. So if she gets hit by any single target attack, she's most likely just dead. Also can probably just explode to an Ares AoE. Wind Whisper with his 3C probably just explodes the Imelda with her pretty low health here. So you really need to stack a bunch of health here. So what else? She is also good against Lancers. Like, there's quite a bit of Estelle teams. Instead of running Landius Juggler, they're running just AoE Rush with Estelle Juggler. So with Freezing Strike, and always use her to pick off the Estelle later on into the game. Estelle usually have very high defense, like 1200, 1300 defense. Extremely difficult to take down. And if you're given the Landius Lancer, or I mean Cavalry Land, which is usually what Estelle teams gives you, you need a way to take her down. Once your Heat gets banned out, you don't really have any other good ways of taking out the Estelle. Now that people are usually taking out their Rachel and Julia as well. So you might not have ways to deal with the Estelle anymore after the first round of bans. So what kind of unit does this Imelda replace here in the box? So for me, she replaces the Rachel here. And now I'm running like 4, sometimes 5 healers in the box, so she can take the role of that 4th or 5th healer. Usually for you it would be 4th healer, and if you don't want to run 4 healers, that would replace your 3rd healer. So usually don't see Tiaras played as much anymore, just because, like Iris, Tiaras does not give any sort of attack buffs. So if you have this Imelda here, that would ensure you have a mass attack buffer. So if your team looks like this instead, that will be pretty good here. You can have Strengthen from Weiler, Crossbow from Liana, or a mass attack from Imelda here. So you can really replace any of these healers here, depending on what your team needs. I'm here replacing the Weiler because he's not quite 6 stars yet. And I'm still playing tiers here just because of these units that lack damage dealt. They really need it, otherwise they're not gonna do any damage against anyone with percent damage reduction, like mobsters, old rangers, or any sort of damage down buffs like Miracle, Landius Aura, or the Iris Teleport. So pick your healers depending on what your team needs. Oh, I think that's really all I have here for Imelda right now. Playing Breeze, later switch to Clock. Right now I'm not even running skill on her just because of that. She's never going to survive against the Omega anyways because of her troop choices. Or her troop options here. That's not good enough. No, I am running like this crit damage taken just to help survive against Ares. Now Ares will have to crit, kill the Imelda. I'm just running as much defenses here as possible to survive against AoE damage. Against single target damage, she's just... The factions, not so good, but you have mass attack. You can fit her in any box. Alright, well that's all I have here for now. Let me know what you would like to see in the future here. I'll see you guys next time.